To you, our discussants, thank you for your stories. Very important, critical component to our understanding of black male educational success. Thank you. We invite you now to join our audience as we become, as one, co-investigators to discuss the themes that you talked about in your presentation to us earlier. Now, we as an audience will now chime in and share our thinking on these things. And you'll get to use that little device in your hand, the audience response card. So if you would join Dr. Crawley, and you have seats right in the front, and we ask that you use your response card as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Lamont Gilliam Jr., undergraduate student research assistant for the Uzuri think tank.
Before we get started, I just want to say it has been an honor to have the privilege to work with a young man with such talent, such skill, such potential, a future scholar. Thank you, Mr. Gilliam. Tonight, we're going to be addressing some of the essential themes that came out of our initial analysis. And from these, we're going to address 11 questions. And if you could take us to our first question, which is going to be actually one that we're going to try out so that you can get used to using what some would call a clicker. We're going to call the audience response card. Now, the cards, I know in the past you may have used these and you've actually pointed them to the screen or to some infrared type device. You don't have to do that. We are operating on radio waves, okay? So you can put them up high, put them down low, behind your back, under the seat. We will register your response. That we will. So, the first question.
What is your highest level of education?
Now, on the card, there are numbers and letters. What you're to do is to match the letter with your response. Okay, and we are done. And if you notice that in our audience, at least 43% has a master's degree and a terminal degree of 28%. So each time we ask a question, we will also share the statistics on the screen with a little commentary. All right? Are you ready? Come on, I get a little more action than that. Are you ready? Okay, then. All right, let's do this. Ready? Let's do it.
So what is your race or ethnicity?
Okay, the majority of our audience is African American. To the next question.
What is your gender? No other. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
70% of our audience is male. Yes. Excellent.
Next question, please. To achieve educational success, one must have a mentor or encourager. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencils down.
And 59% agreed, strongly agreed. In the earlier discussion, encourager was a strong success factor that came out of most of the interviews that we analyzed.
Your neighborhood or environment is directly related to educational success.
Interesting. 40% said agree. There are 3% that strongly disagree. Let's go to the next question.
K through 12 education prepares African American males for post-secondary experiences.
Interesting. Yes. There's been a lot of controversy, as you know, in the literature as well, a lot of heated boardrooms about K-12 education. And if that particular framework is preparing our kids for post-secondary education, are they getting what they need to walk through the doors of a university and succeed?
Next question, please. I am an individual. Personal or peer association is not a significant factor in my educational success.
Interesting. 42% disagree. 32% strongly disagree. I am an individual. Yes.
Next question. Thank you. Perseverance, tenacity, and grit are innate traits, that is, traits one is born with.
What do you think about that?
I don't see clickers as fast this time.
So what do you think the breakdown is going to be?
I don't know. I think
Let's see.
3, 2, 1.
Are you surprised?
Not really, no. Most people believe it. This is. So 31% disagree, 32% strongly disagree.
So about 63? Yes. Interesting. Next question.
Next question. Intellect is strongly tied to your reading speed and comprehension.
And there we have it. So we're a little everywhere on this one, right? We have, yes.
How many books do you read in a month?
Honestly.
Honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
We appreciate the honesty. Thank you.
For the honesty.
1 to 2. Students that demonstrate strong writing skills are more likely to achieve educational success.
Strongly agree, yes. 78%. How many technical people in the audience just by raise of hands? Technical people, engineers, or people that have those type backgrounds. Interesting. Yes, very exciting. Because often one would think that in certain fields that writing would be, encouraged more than others. But this question is saying that it is a strong indicator of academic success across the board. Interesting. Next question.
The stronger your social skills, the more likely you are to achieve educational success.
And there we have it.
40% of people agree.
So at least 60% are strongly agree or agree. So on the affirmative, that the stronger your social skills, the more likely you are to achieve success. It's interpretive, and actually you're defining it. Yes. So we're not trying to bias your way of thinking. Okay?
Next question, please. Thank you. Having a positive relationship with your birth father impacts educational success. Mixed numbers across the board, Dr. Robbins. 19, 20%, 26.
Very interesting finding when you say,
Sir.
especially when we said birth father.
Birth father, yes.
Yes. Next question.
Extracurricular activities are a distraction to educational success. Yes, extracurricular is up to your interpretation.
Wow, 55%. That's saying strongly, and 31% disagree. 86%.
Next question, please. Oh, well, thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Mr. Leslie Ezra Smith.
Educate. Educate. The root is from Latin, ducere, meaning to draw or lead. The prefix e means out of. So the teacher draws out the potential and the gifts of the student. Looked at this way, education should take on a new meaning. How often do you suppose teachers think they are called to put something in? No. The brilliance, the Uzuri, the light and beauty of God's presence as the all-knowing lies within every child to be explored, understood, and expressed. And express means to press out. Each class represents an opportunity to express something about life. Each teacher represents an opportunity to remove the blocks to each child's awareness of their innate knowledge about the universe in which they live. Thus, at one time, all schools were universities. When you look at the universe, you're looking at creation. Creation is the result of mind being creative. Creation is God expressing. Creation is the drawing out of ideas to manifest the reality. Thus, the more a student is educated, the more the student becomes creative, becomes expressive. If not, then that child is not being educated. Something else is going on. So we must inspire our children to question, to explore their decisions. We must inspire our children to question, to explore math, to explore science, to explore history, to explore language arts, to explore music, technology. See, when you educate, you lead them out of doubt to confidence. When you educate, you lead them out of potential to manifestation. When you educate, you lead them out of reaction to creation. When they know they are creative by nature, when they know they are made in the image and likeness of a creator, when they move from concept to experience, school becomes symbolic of the universe that they are excited to learn about because they know that they are about to learn about themselves. They will be excited to learn because they will feel connected to what they are learning about. And they will understand that what they are connected to also allows them to laugh, to smile, to run, to cry, to fly, to get angry, to forgive, to be sad, to think, to grow, to understand, to forget, and to remember. Education draws out choices. The more you're educated, the more choices you become aware of. The more you are educated about the sun, the more choices you are aware of how to relate to the sun. The more you are educated about the land, the more choices you are aware of how to relate to the land. The more you are educated about the human family, the more choices you are aware of how to relate to the human family. And the more you are educated about the self, the more choices you are aware of how to express yourself, how to relate to the self and the selves of others. Teachers have been trusted with a sacred position in the lives of our children. Teachers have been trusted with helping our children draw out of themselves all that they are meant to create in the world. Create. All humans can be unconscious reactors or conscious creators. Fear is unconscious. Love is conscious. And so the more you are aware, the more you feel connected. The more you feel connected, the more you feel creative. And the more you feel creative, the more you feel love. Thus, education creates love in the world. That's how important being a teacher is. Let us not take that for granted. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Dr. Rex Crawley, Dr. Anthony Robbins, and Mr. Lamont Gilliam Jr.
Come on, give it up for all of our participants this evening. I have to tell you that we are just elated at this really life dream to have the opportunity to study the lived experiences of African American men in an endowed research center. So we would be remiss if we first of all did not thank the Hines Endowments for their generous gift. And we have Carmen Anderson here representing Hines Endowment. Thank you. And likewise, Robert Morris University, who matched that gift. And so we have created a center at Robert Morris University that will live on. It is an endowed center. So even after we're long gone, the Uzuri think tank and its vision to focus on African American male educational success will live on. So thank you again. Give it up for Brother Leslie Ezra Smith, our spoken word artist. Again, for our panelists, our esteemed scholars, Dr. Curtis, Dr. Davis, and Dr. Johnson. Thank you. President Johnson, we know you drove all the way here from Cleveland in the storm, and we appreciate you being here. And to all of our panelists, we say thank you for not just being here, but for sharing your life stories and balancing that whole notion of positive images related to African American success. We thank you. To our Robert Morris administration, I know that my dean is here. I could not do this work if she did not allow me the time as an assistant dean to focus on the research center and the work that we do. So to Dr. Barbara Levine, to all of the administrators of Robert Morris and faculty who are here, we thank you. I would be remiss if I did not thank my lovely wife who is engaged in a public speech writing endeavor right now. So we're always trading off our 4-month-old baby and 5-year-old son to get our work done. So baby, I love you and thank you for sharing me. To MediaQuest, the incredible technology organization that helped us incorporate technology into tonight's event. We thank you. We thank you.
This event could not have happened without the work and the sweat of our assistant, our secretary. And we wanted to acknowledge her, Miss Angel Giles. Thank you. We thank our volunteers. Without you, this could not be possible. Thank you. And we thank Mr. John Locke, the man behind the scene, the stage manager, and the one who just helped us in many, many ways, graphics and all that we could ever think of. Thank you. Thank you for your creativity. Thank you for your support.
The voice on high.
The voice. Parkhurst staff and those that were able to participate in our reception. You got to taste some great food, so we're just excited that they were able to be a part of our story tonight. Thank you, Parkhurst. And I could not do this without Mr. Michael Uhas. Yes, Mr. Michael Uhas. Thank you for your help and your staff for getting us what we needed to make this possible. Now, to the guests, all of you, our co-investigators. We are so excited that you've spent the moment with us this evening. Thank you for giving up your time, giving yourselves. Thank you for sharing your experiences, sharing your opinions, asking questions, for being here with us. And we hope that you will continue a relationship with us as we move forward and getting a better understanding of Black male education success. Thank you. Thank you.
And we also want to encourage you in your package, there's a call for participants. So we've already conducted probably 10 to 15 face-to-face interviews. And we are looking for African-American males to continue this longitudinal study. So if you're interested in telling your academic success stories, please, our contact information is in the folder. Our brochure is there. Please contact us, and we will make our way to you to incorporate your stories into our research effort. So to everyone, we say thank you. We appreciate you being here. Safe travels home, and good evening.
Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Really enjoyed the conversation dealing with the Black male educational success. The different panel members were able to sort of give their perspectives on how success relates to them and their own personal experiences through life.
Tonight's event, I thought, was an excellent discussion on a much needed topic around the Black male. And I was so glad to participate in this conversation as a corporate member of the community here in Pittsburgh, currently working at FedEx Ground in diversity. It's very important, even from a corporate perspective, that we engage in this dialogue early.
I've had a wonderful evening. This think tank was really my second think tank. Dr. Crawley first did a think tank in I'm going to say the late 90s at Ohio University. Excellent. But this somewhat surpassed that in that it spoke to some things in particular about African American males that really need some attention.
Perspectives, the event tonight. I think it went well. I'm definitely glad all the participants came and they actually participated. They were engaged. And that's going to help us set our research agenda for the whole year. Just through the skills and the different things I get to learn through their knowledge of passing, and just by watching what Dr. Robbins, Dr. Carley do, is definitely a great blessing and experience.
I am a homicide detective for the city of Pittsburgh. Anything that would reduce the number of young men that come across my desk in cases would be helpful. I would be interested in seeing how the research is applied to the African American community and to the community as a whole, both male and female.
They really shed light on a lot of different aspects and a lot of different things that a lot of people not only have thought about but haven't really expressed. And with that, you got a lot of different explanations, you got a lot of different point of views, and I feel as though that really helps not only the young community, but even those who are older in really adapting and learning on what young people think and how people adapt and how people really feel and view the world today.
It's not just a Black thing, it's an everybody's thing. When the African American male succeeds, we also see it affects our democracy, it affects our economy, it affects our day-to-day. It is our goal that we will make this part of the larger agenda for our country.